Let me introduce you to my community. This is how they would inhabit Aston Hall. A typical Somali family outing. In the long gallery, my cousins and siblings' shouts fill the gallery, leaving an imprint. Their footsteps echo around the room. I wouldn't know which one is louder, their footsteps or their fights. One cousin becomes the messenger and takes on the job of telling one of my aunties that a war has erupted. Her sandals urgently ring through the hall as she comes to set things right.
Well, my first memory of Aston Hall is coming here with my friends and my parents saying, go to the park and play, keep out the way. And when I came onto the grounds, it was like a big castle was before me. And I was in awe of the building and the size of the structure. So that's what comes to mind for me for Aston Hall, it being a castle. I didn't understand the term hall at the time. It's changed tremendously with the landscape. It just looks different, but I still have the visions of when I was a child of how it looked. So I still see that scenery when I'm looking at the landscape now, such as the tennis courts and the amount of greenery and the shrubs that was around and where we used to play.
So I got the bus here, walked on and crossed I think a 4-lane road to get here, and then within a few minutes I was in a country park with a manor house surrounding me, which looked like it had come out of the middle of the countryside. It was really quite something to just see a little gem nestled away right in the heart of a really urban part of Birmingham.
And looking at the background of the hall now as an adult, I understand how it connects with the Industrial Revolution and the industrial age around the city, and the connection as well that the family had to James Watt. As a young child, 7, 8, 9, I didn't understand that history, to be aware of it. So coming here now as an adult and learning and understanding that now, and knowing that James Watt lived here because Mr. Holt says, oh, I'll rent you a room or you can earn this part of the house, was quite interesting for me to see how they came together to build the city.
I just feel that connection.
I still feel that kind of, it takes me back to when I was 12, 13, especially this part of the park, because just 50 yards to my left was our football pitch, and then 50 yards to the right was our tennis courts.
It was that good that I had to bring my children back to show them this is where I grew up, this was a part of me, this is what shaped me and made me who I am today.
It's the reason why I chose to come here to the park in the first place is actually by my mum. Back in 2018, she introduced me to this park because she used to grow up in this area, and also a spiritual experience for me to let go of stress. I think it's a good stress relief. It just seemed for me, when it comes to dance, I've always had like a spiritual awakening for me. It feels nice. It's empty in a good way. It's not heavy. You can just breathe and stretch your mind through your mind, and it's like you're in a different world, a whole different environment, you know, and it takes you on a different level. It's just amazing. Everything around it, it's just beautiful. It marks peace, tranquility, and it's very therapeutic for me.
First day at the hall when I arrived, I had flashbacks of my childhood. I went for a walk around the grounds and it just stirred up a lot of old memories, and it felt quite emotional really. And then obviously coming into the hall and going on the tour, it just made me think about how it was for me as a child coming into the hall.
What a place to play, such a safe place. It was probably the first place that I visited where I actually made friends here outside of my family, and went on to go to school with those friends because we all lived locally. Well, back when I was a child, there wasn't many houses that had landlines, and there definitely wasn't mobile phones. So our parting words would be, meet you at Aston Hall, because everybody knew where Aston Hall was.
Meet me at Aston Hall.
Meet me at Aston Hall.
Meet me at Aston Hall.
Meet me at Aston Hall.